Welcome back to another video. My name is Vimpelia Gaming and welcome back to more Victoria 2, the United States. Now, it being the 4th of July weekend coming up real soon, I figured it'd be best to get back into this game now. As you may have noticed, I haven't been recording recently, and that's one reason only. You guys suck. I'm kidding, no. I went on vacation, it kind of threw off my whole schedule and didn't have time to record, so I'm recording this today, so that way I can say I record one video this week. Next week will be normal, I promise. Now let's get back into this game. Now, from what I heard last time on the comments of the last video, this game is boring, like real boring. So Finland, we will have our money back. Finland defaults on its debt. I could repay the loan and make the rich people angry, but I'd rather just do this. I'm losing large amounts of money, which means I can't do anything about it. The only thing I can do is cut spending, which, I mean, it'll sort itself out once I stop spending money from the national stockpile. National stockpile purchases is what's causing that deficit. And when I'm done with that, after I've trained up all these soldiers, then I'll be good and golden. That's gonna lead this army. Hancock's gonna go up there. Russell Rhodes is gonna go there. Oh, this stack right here is led by Zachary Taylor, I believe. Yep, and he's gonna go fight in Texas when that time comes. Now, I should probably mention this since people probably won't notice, but there's actually kind of a coin flip to decide who would go and invade Mexico and who would go fight them in Texas. And since the president at the times, Polk, didn't really like Zachary Taylor, he chose Scott, who he liked a little more. And Polk was the only president to fulfill all his campaign promises, because unlike other presidents, most presidents, he's realistic in his promises. How are you down? Second first thing to use my relationships with the tea drinkers. Increase relations. Let's see. The rise of numerous sects within Protestant Christianity in the United States in the early 19th century would create an environment for further theological speculation. One of the most influential movements to arise from this would be American Unitarianism, emphasizing the role of reason is understanding theology, and thus rejecting the concept of the Trinity and the inherent goodness of humanity and its capability of improvement because of reason. Unitarianism would become very influential among middle and upper class populations in northeastern USA and encourage several movements of social improvement, from public education to abolitionism. Faith and reason can be reconciled to improve humanity. All pops in the United States of America, the percentage of people that support liberal gain 1% consciousness. Ooh, it went up a lot. That's a bunch. That's a tiny bit scary. I don't like that. Now we can do the trail tiers finally. Not exactly up to date, but oh well. Decisions. I'll do the trail tiers. That'll make me lose 1 militancy and gain 2 consciousness. Then I can do the gag rules. Pop moved from population changed by 20%, and they're moved to Fort Gibson. Pause that for a second so I can show you. So Georgia, right under here. Probably should have shown this before I did this, but immoral business. That's funny, but there's no as you can see here, there's no. Oh, hang on, I should probably go in this. And there's no native pops. All Dixie and African American. No more native pops here. But if I go to Fort Gibson right here, and come in here, Native American minor is a high percentage of culture. Cherokee especially. So yeah, that's pretty sad. They got forced out of their homes like that because white people are the worst. Okay, now organize the Indian Territory. That'll give me 6 consciousness and lose 2 militancy. That's terrible. Why would I want to do that? I will not do that. Anyways, let's do that. Okay, organize the Indian Territory. Then we're gonna do the house gag rule because that also happened around this time. And there we go. Now I'm golden. Next thing I'll do probably from that is either the Kansas-Nebraska Act or yeah, just probably the Kansas-Nebraska Act. I'm not going to do this. And when I get Washington, not Washington, Oregon, I'm gonna need to start immediately building up a port, so that way I can put ships out here on this side, so that way I can be ready for when I declare war. Not declare war, but in case I need them on this side of the Pacific to in case the Japanese decide not to become my slaves. Now, if you can see here, I'm having lots of trouble with Egypt. I'm not gonna discredit, it's pointless. We can create a state in Iowa. I don't know why one would want to create a state in Iowa. Okay, then Iowa, there's no usually at base game all these colonial states will have slave markers to help the people know that it was a slave state, but there's not one here. Don't extend slavery, so I won't extend slavery here. And then like, let's use Louisiana as example. It has a slave state marker right here in this territory, which is still a colonial province. It has a slave marker, which means it'll become a slave state. Same with Kansas and Nebraska. I actually don't remember which one was which. I'll have to look that up in between videos. Hopefully it doesn't happen this quickly, because then Kansas and all that stuff needs to still happen. But the slave state, free state, it's irrelevant either way, because that doesn't necessarily decide the Confederacy. Like I'll use this culture map to show you all these states with the Dixie culture. Not necessarily all of them are going to succeed from the Union. You'll look forward later, like I think South Carolina has it. No, well, I don't think anyone has it yet. But there'll be an event that fires, and I'll explain that event more when it happens. But basically means means that the Confederacy gets a core that is never gone. Maybe one day I should play as the Confederacy, which would be kind of easy. I just need to start the campaign from 1961 instead of you know, 1936. Oh, there's a war going on in Sweden. Swedish War of Faroe Freedom, Iceland, and Greenland. What? What's even going on? I don't understand this. What the hell is happening? The Faroe Islands? Got ones? Oh, wait a minute. I get it. The Faroe Islands? No, these ones? Yeah, these islands. They want Denmark to release all that stuff, I think, is what they're trying to do. Or at least just the Faroe Islands, I have no idea. War between France and Mexico. Demand reparations. Mexico didn't pay a debt, so they're in trouble. If they declare war on Texas right now, they're gonna be in a lot more trouble than they usually are. Now this stack's looking pretty good. I should probably merge them all. No. Scott's gonna be the one to lead us to victory, even though, like, I'll admit, its stats are not that the best from what I've seen. I'll show you a better general. Let's see here. This guy, no, not Scott. Zachary Taylor's okay, but not exactly what I want. This guy's terrible. No. No. That's an admiral, so it doesn't matter. Matthew C. Perry's gonna become important. Russell Rhodes. Now this guy is great. I mean, like, look at this stats. Attack plus 0.4%, defense plus 1, morale plus 3.4%, and organization plus 17.6%. That's pretty good. This guy's not that good. This guy is also pretty good, but he's spoiled. Reliability, that's, I mean, that guy is okay, but, I don't really trust him. Atheism. Imagine how many of those generals I'm gonna have at the end of this game. I'll give you a hint. All of them. Because generals don't usually die in this game, and we don't get to... Well, if they do die, you'll see them die, but they won't retire and stuff, so we won't get future generals like Grant. Which, it's sad that that doesn't happen. That should happen by events. Police opinion. Okay, then these are all the wars going on. Nothing of which concerned me, except for maybe this one, but meh, I don't really care. Left is being made. Oh yes, the artillery. People think I forgot what I was making, but I don't. I remembered I was making a, I believe, how does it go? A, 6-stack army with all 6s to make it the most evil army for our enemies to face. If you don't get that joke, then I won't explain it to you. You'll figure it out eventually. Now then, who am I going to want to win in the next election in, next year? I mean, in 2 years. It's a difficult question, I'd have to say. I think I'd want this to be as historically accurate as possible, so I'd probably want the Whig Party to win. Yeah, that's who's next. Because Polk is a Whig Party president, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember off the top of my head. I can't research it right now, but I think he was a Whig president, and then after him... No, wait, no, it's not, Polk who's next. Right, next would be, William Henry Harrison, who will be dead in 30 days. Okay, I'll read that in a second. But after him dying would mean John Tyler becomes president, I believe. I think they were also Whigs. I think Tyler might have been a Democrat. We'll just have to wait and see now. Now, don't we? And after Tyler, there's not Tyler. Yeah, after Tyler, it's Polk then, and then after Polk, it's I think Zachary Taylor. After Zachary Taylor, it's Millard Fillmore, the worst president in American history, not including modern presidents with orange skin and orange hair and more personality than the characters on Orange is the New Black. So, yeah, I think that's how it's gonna work. So, Polk will be after Fillmore. Or Polk will be before Fillmore, and then after Fillmore would be Pierce, and then Buchanan, and then, some guy named Abraham Lincoln. And anyways, let me read this. Established in 1816 by African American members of the Methodist community of Philadelphia. In the 1830s and 1840s, the American Methodist Episcopal Church would rapidly expand its membership among both free and slave populations in the United States during the era of religious revival, providing spiritual order for the African American community completely under their own control and direction, and a new platform for challenging the continued practice of slavery in the Union. God our Father, Christ our Redeemer, man our brother. All pops in the United States are African American will gain 1.00 consciousness. That wasn't as high. That's less scary than the last one. Apparently more people were I can't even remember honestly off the top of my head. More people were I really don't remember. Someone will in the comments tell me how much of an idiot I am and tell me that I should go KYS, and then will tell me how I was wrong. Usually now I'm not gonna nothing special should be happening here. Nothing special really happens to America until the 1840s. Martin Van Buren is the current president. He's going to be replaced by William Henry Harrison, who died in 80 days! Now, I wish there's some way I could look it up right now. I'm pretty sure he was a Democrat, actually, since Van Buren was the successor to Andrew Jackson, who was definitely a Whig. I know he was a Whig. And he's also one of America's more scary presidents. I wouldn't want to bump into him in a dark alleyway. He'll challenge me to a duel and then beat me to death with his cane. I mean, if I nearly win. So after him will be Harrison, then Tyler, then Polk, then Taylor, then Fillmore, then Pierce, then Buchanan, then what's his name, and then after that it's well, we'll get to that boat when it gets there. Let's see what else is going on in the world. Let's see here. Prussia still hasn't gotten Saxony yet, but they might soon. And Sardinia Piedmont is about to become in the sphere of France, which is not good because it could lead to them in a war with Austria for the Milan and Venice. So that's not good. I don't like that. I played a game as Austria once, and I made it my personal goal to make sure Sardinia Piedmont didn't fall into the hands of those filthy French. Oh, they smell so bad. Ooh, I can add someone to my sphere. It's Texas! I have a friend from Texas. She sounds exactly like that. Howdy, y'all! I'm from Texas, and I like Texas. No, I'm kidding. That's not how she sounds like. Please don't come to my house and shoot me, Texans. I was actually lived in Texas for a while. It's a state. And that's all I'm gonna say about it. It's a state that, I feel like doesn't make the best choices. Well, then, good old Republic of Texas is great. I love you, Texas. Republic of Texas. You're good, Texas. I love you. Okay, after this, I think that's all I need for Manifest Destiny. I'm not in the right one. I wanted to come into here. I could release nations, which would be fun, but I don't like doing that. Idealism and state government. That's right, I'm doing this to get to idealism. I don't know why I'm doing it then. Oh yes, because I have to wait till 1840 to even do it. 46, the year the war started. April 12th or 24th, 1836. I was dead in 30 days! I like that Simpsons song. President's Day Simpsons song of underrated presidents of the United States of America. There's Wilson, there's Hayes, there's Rutherford, and oh crap, I don't even remember. It was Hayes, Garfield, Cleveland, McKinley, Arthur, and William Henry Harrison. I died in 30 days. Horace Mann. Politician and lawyer Horace Mann began his reforms of the educational system of Massachusetts. His system of schools became a model for the entire United States of America. You can never be too educated. You gain 2.150 prestige, 1 plurality, and a bunch of research points, which means my research will take a little bit less time, and all pops in the United States lose 1 unconsciousness, which is pretty good. Or I could do, we should encourage more states to adopt his ideas. Social reform selected, basic school system. Now, basic school system is it's okay, I guess. It's gives assimilation rates and immigration attraction, education efficiency, but right now it's I don't really have to focus on that right now. The prestige is king in this game, so always go for prestige. Prestige, factories, and military are the 3 most important things in this game, as those are the things that will make you into a great power. So can I invest in project? No, because Democrats hate democracy or government interference in the vote. Which, I mean, I guess is fair. And not in the vote in the industry, which I guess is fair, because, like, would you like the government funding all your stuff and telling you how best it should work and providing all the things you need to make it work properly? Yeah, I thought so. I'm William Henry Harrison. I died and dead in 30 days. I like that Simpsons joke. I just wish I could remember the lyrics to the whole song. Dixieland. Sorry if I start rambling, talking randomly. I suffer from a case of I get bored. I'm William Henry Harrison. I died in 80 days. Where is he? No one for Tyler? I'm William Henry Harrison. I was dead in 80 days. Russell Rhodes. What a guy. No. Where are you? You're the better guy I like, but Winfield Scott needs to do this for historically accuracy. Now I almost have all my cannons here. Next would be Egypt, which is... I am actually going to do something. Hang on, wait. Why is that closed? Okay, let me come in here. Oh yeah, that's right. I need to have a better opinion of them to do all that stuff. So I'm gonna go for corduroy now and hope I don't get the ever-living crap banned out of me by the Ottomans, because if I can snag Egypt this early on and just make sure people don't take it, then I'll be golden. And then I'll go after Colombia, which honestly I don't think anyone even wants. So I mean, of course they will want it because of Panama. But like I said, Panama can become independent. I haven't seen it happen yet in the game because I've mostly never made it to 1900s in this game before. Yeah, I know, right? It's very shocking. So I don't know if there's like an event or something to fire. So worst case scenario, I'll in the end cheat my way to it. And yes, I'm going after Egypt, not for colonization, because Americans don't colonize. Everyone knows that. No, American does. Could colonize in this game, actually. I could go after them, but I don't like justifying war goals in this game, because sometimes they'll stop being valid halfway through the justification, and then you get infamy just for nothing, which I hate infamy in this game because it leads to coalition wars against you. It's like Napoleon all over again. Oh crap, I'm gonna have to move these troops. Supply limit, maybe if I expand my railroads, I would need to, I cannot build them because apparently the evil Democrats don't like it. They need to get the Whigs in fast. I know I have Democrats right now, so that would mean, I mean, technically, the Democrats were Jackson's party, and the Whigs are the party of next president. So I'm gonna try and get elected. So I don't need to look it up. Woo! Oh my God, I would love to get reactionary, especially later on for their jingoism. I love jingoism. That's the best war policy ever. I should probably mention that I never completed this game before. Like, this game starts in 1836 and ends in 1936, so I can go all the way past World War I and almost to World War II. It basically leaves off where it ends, where Hearts of Iron 4 will start. Which is kind of part of the point, because this game is supposed to be one giant, you can play this game as a mega campaign with other games in the series, like Imperial to Rome, Crusader Kings 2, Europa Universalis 4, then there's of course this game, and then Hearts of Iron 4. Then if you really want to, you can go all the way into Stellaris, which is also a good game, but that game would probably require you to conquer every country in Hearts of Iron 4. Hearts of Iron 4? As Alex the Rambler's girlfriend would say. There's a research discovery. Individualism. I should probably oh god, that means rebel factions now exist. I don't like that. I hate rebel factions. War between Ik and the Citral Democratic Party. Let's check on these movements. What is a movement for? The slow. That's oh my gosh, it's getting bigger. Good thing they have no rebel brigades. There's no brigades in this revolt, which is good. The revolt risk is 0%. Capital is controlled by slave revolt. So as long So as long as I can keep the capital or take it back within 90 days, I won't lose to the slaves. I should mostly be fine. Mostly is a loose term. If at all you guys on the boats. No! This isn't going to end well. There's something I must do. Something horrible. I must go down one for each. So you go there. This doesn't work, I'll have to go down 2, which I can't even fathom. So, the dragoons, and then there's the infantry, and I'll take these 2. And the 6,000 stack, take them to Fort Washita. Definitely not named after the first president. Heat. I was watching The Simpsons earlier, so sorry if I make a lot of references. I just wish that Valentine's Day episode would come on so I can see the President's Day. They play, and I love that episode, especially the song. That's William Henry Harrison. I was dead in 30 days. Okay, they're good. Now let's go to the Russians. Oh, those Russians. There lived a certain man in Russia long ago. He was brave and strong, his eyes a flaming gold. The people looked with terror and with fear, but to Moscow chicks they were such a lovely dear. They could preach the Bible like a preacher, full of ecstasy and fire. But also he was the kind of teacher women would desire. Rasputin, lover of the Russian queen. There was a catch that really was gone. Rasputin, Russia's greatest love machine. It is a shame how he carried on. He ruled the Russian lands, and never mind the Tsar, but the Tsar. No, that's not. Ruled the Russian land, but never mind the Tsar. Ah, crap! I don't remember that part too well. Oh, oof. Well, that happens a lot. I wish I could say I was surprised. I'll build a... Can you find a bow now? I could just... Oh, I'll keep this up to 4, so I'll build one more dragoon. Oh yes, Africa. I forgot I had an Africa colony. So I'll do one more dragoon. And then I'll move 1 and 2 of these guys. Dragoon, dragoons. It's nice to keep your armies nice and balanced. For if you don't, I'll come to your house, and when you're sleeping, I'll grab a knife and stab you directly in the face. People will look at me in the future and say, "What the f is wrong with you, man?" And I'll say, lots. It's been like that ever since the quarantine. Now then, it's only been a year, so I'm not going to, move on once this tech is done. I'll wait for the next tech after this to be done. which will probably be when this day in government research. 1840. That's not good. 39. This would be done right in 39. So that's pretty bad, really. So I'll do a nice, simple commerce tech, actually. Market structure will be good after this. You should only take not that long, actually. You'll be done pretty fast. King and I, oh, that's a good play. Now then, let's see here. Anything important? Mozart fetchable? No. A model colony. One Portuguese colony has, in the past few years, become internationally recognized as model of a well-managed European colony, gaining a lot of international attention. Ooh, the Canadian rebellions of 1838. I like this one. Perhaps inspired by the American Revolution. Colonists in both Lower Canada and Upper Canada colonies have risen up in rebellion against the British government. Does it Chile expand? Stole some land? It doesn't really matter. Swedish fears. A recent killing. The Swedish newspapers stated their nation analysis of their Chile relations with Denmark led to the conclusion that war might be unavoidable. King and I. Now time for one of the best plays ever made, in my opinion. The European governess hired to educate the court in Prague seems to be doing fairly well at her job, but she has been introducing for some rather strange ideas. For instance, she has been throwing around in quite harsh language the idea that all men are created equal. How dare they say such a thing in the British Empire? Siam, you will pay for what you have done to that girl. We'll take your hands, all of them. King Leopold shall be proud of what we do to your country. The British are evil, guys. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, look, you might think India has lots of independence. But really, it doesn't. I mean, look at this. Most of India is under their control. Except for most of Pakistan, actually. And this northern part here. But Afghanistan. I would love to try and get colonies. I'll see if I can get some war justifications. But if I can't, then I won't. That's just it. So I'll go back to Russia. I kind of wish I played the historical flavor mod, because that one's more railroady, as they say, meaning that you can go down to wars pretty accurately. That one's probably more historically accurate than this one, but I don't like the map in that one. That one isn't that good to me, so. Oh, you're gonna like that. You're gonna stay together and you're going to like it, mister. So you fine, you don't want to be there, you can go right here. I shouldn't do that. I wanted to take out pluralism, actually. I never took down this game, so I'll try to show you what it means. So, 48% plural. Plurality means plurality is the shared level of consciousness in our country. The memories of the past victories and defeats in the name of liberty remind our people of what we could be. What could be. That means the unity in the country. Higher plurality I think is good for a republic, but is bad for the like an absolute monarchy. Higher plurality is in a republic basically means the more people that are going to go vote, I think, is what's going to happen. We're mostly conservative because the conservatives done nothing wrong except everything. I never met a conservative president I liked. Except for Bush, he was okay, and John McCain, he was okay, but like he wasn't president, so he doesn't count. Mandate Belgian independence. That seems important. Belgium's de facto independence from the Netherlands has been established by the force of arms during the Belgian Revolution of 1831. It has not been confirmed de jure by the Netherlands, and technically a state of war still exists between the two nations. The idea has arisen that the British Empire should step in and mediate a settlement, demanding the Dutch give up their claims in return for guarantees of Belgian independence and control over Luxembourg. With the powers of Europe at the table, it seems very likely the Dutch would refuse. Very unlikely the Dutch would refuse. So now, probably didn't notice this earlier, but Luxembourg is now independent. Michigan. Oh, what a terrible state. People who live there are the worst. Don't extend slavery, because Michigan's not a slave state. I know that. They fought in the Union. My great-grandpa, not my great-grandpa, but like my great-grandpa fought in the Civil War on the side of the Union, and since my family is from Michigan, it's a pretty cool thing, since Michigan's not talked about much during the Civil War. Market structure. This will be done and right on schedule. Enough time for me to do my culture. Now, I played games as Austria, which I was thinking about doing for this game, but Austria is very difficult. Most of the time when I play as Austria, I have to cheat to make sure Germany doesn't steal my spheres. Now, then the next country I'm probably going to play is England, probably, or Russia, one of those two. Since those countries don't get into a lot of wars. France or the Ottomans would also be interesting, because I could do alt history with the Ottomans and actual history with the French. Compare demand reparations. So Mexico is going to become poor, which is, I mean, not that much. Unbelievable. So. Mexico is demobilizing because they're no longer at war. And if they were going to plan to go to war with Texas again, they'd probably stay mobilized, since Mexico doesn't have that many troops. Has 0 troops, actually, compared to Texas. 0. But they have less war score than Texas. And they have less prestige than Texas. You know, one thing I might war try and justify is the puppeting of Mexico, which might be a good idea. Can't annex it. Not like really good in this game, so okay, France. So they're doing their things. Ottoman relations, trade in the Netherlands. New patents, invention, dinosaur, I'm assuming. Treaty of London and child labor laws. Those seem to be the 2 things in here I care about. The Treaty of London. With the aid of British mediation, Belgium and the Netherlands have signed the Treaty of London. The treaty guarantees Belgium's independence in exchange for some traditional concessions and the vassalization of Luxembourg to the Dutch crown. So, basically, there's satellite. Alright, back to that paper. Child labor law passed. News from our correspondent in Berlin. Following Britain's lead, this month the government of Prussia, under the influence of some religious and social figures, passed a law strictly regulating the amount of child labor that was possible during the war. So Germany being superior. Those are the only two important things that I saw. There should be more than enough troops, and I have enough space finally. One more troop will probably overdo it though. I hope not though, so these guys are okay. I mean, like, I usually don't like having uneven stacks. It drives me crazy that I want to do horrible things to myself, but I'll let it slide this time. Alexander Hamilton. I feel like speaking. Last time my friend fell asleep because I'm so boring and stupid. She absolutely hates it when I play games. She hates my voice even. She literally said, "Vamp, you're the worst person ever. You're a piece of crap and you made me fall asleep. I never want to see you again." I am joking, of course. She's a very nice person, and she would never say something like that. And I like her very much. She's a very good friend. Troops are done, and I can do something with state. What state is it? Yeah, now they're both pretty. Excuse me. You go where I tell you to, sir. I don't tolerate disobedience here. And it, Arkansas, a state that no one cares about, because it's a slave state. Okay. Extend slavery. That's unfair. They want slaves, fine, they're gonna have slaves. Now then, as you can see here, there's a lot of Dixie culture down south. And the Dixie land. So you go from here all the way to basically to Texas, really. The Shogun of Japan now is ready to be vassalized. Sphere. Neighbors, Asia, priority, sort, Shogun of Japan, add to sphere, and boom goes the dynamite. Now I'm worried mostly about Egypt, who I should be able to get. I have more points slightly than the Ottomans, but I'm really scared. Like, I have to ban their embassy as quickly as possible. I'd be willing to cheat if I could. And ban their embassy, which is a fun thing you can do over and over again, and it never gets old. So here the French Canadians. So yeah, this is all the Dixies, the Native American miners in Florida. But nah, let's pretend those don't exist. That's what the American government did. They're not supposed to be there, but we really don't want to stop them, really. So, Mantis is literature, no one cares. Okay then, so if I make it to the election in this episode, I know for the thumbnail I'll have to change it to William Henry Harrison in this one, and then in the next one I'm going to have to change it to John Tyler for the next episode, because that's how I roll. I can pass a new Kansas-Nebraska Act? Not yet. So you know what I'm gonna do, Kansas-Nebraska Act? I'm gonna do something that'll shock the whole world. I'm gonna say no to you. What do you think about that, huh? Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't like that guy, he sucks. Why is there French marching through my lands? Wait, are they? I think they're all gonna go to all the way to Saint-Pierre and Miquelon. If that's the case, that's hilarious, because they didn't get military access from Mexico, meaning they couldn't dock their ships to get their troops home. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. Alliances expire, so I'll accept it for right now. Worst case scenario, North America, Mexico. They're still opposed to me, and yet they want an alliance. Chill Wars. Allied with the United States of America. I don't know how long it takes it to expire, but I think it's like 5 years, same as a truce. Which should be fine for me, yeah. 5 years would put me in 44, and I'm probably not going to be able to go to war until 46, so I should be good. Worst case scenario, I can always wait. So as you can see, I'm in 6th place because I have the 4th largest amount of factories, the 8th largest amount of prestige, and the 7th largest military. So if I got, like, if all of these were 2, I'd be a 2. If all of them were... Well, if all of them were 2, actually, I might even be a 1. Like, that's pretty high. I mean, just need at least one of those to be high enough to be in 2nd place to get into the, like, top 5. And 2 of them to get to that place. So if you had all 3 of them the same, you'd probably be in 1st place. But yeah, as you can see, I'm 6th. Near the current, not this one. The current power, dang it. The current great powers of the world. Spain, the Ottoman Empire, Austria, Prussia, France, the Russian Empire, and the United Kingdom. All those are the great powers, and I'm gonna beat them all one day. You wanna know why? Because I do one thing. There's one thing about America that is different about all these other countries. No one cares about America during this time period of the game. They didn't really care about America until the Spanish-American War, which proved forever that President Roosevelt is the best. Ooh, my God, looks terrifying. I might lose my alliance because of this. Republican Guard. Let's see here. Republican Guard. Movements. I could release Liberia, but I don't want to. I don't have any of those, so I don't know how those work. I only know how the ones I have are. I think those are for calling for a republic instead of a presidential dictatorship. Yeah, I'm probably right. That's probably what they want. They want actual democracy. Like, what's so good about democracy, anyways? Now then, these 5 will probably change around a lot, but these, I say 5, and those 4, and these 4 will change a lot, and these 4 probably won't. And except for me, when I get into move through the list, which will happen on its own. I don't have to like cheat the system or anything. I will make my way through the United States. And when I get a lot more territory from Canada all the way to this point in Texas, they used to call this Canada, from California to this point in Texas, I'll probably be getting a lot more factories, and then be able to increase my factory input, get more factories. Now the current project is to build a luxury clothes factory in North Carolina. I'm Cleveland from North Carolina. I remember that Family Guy episode where Cleveland was a white man and every other main character in the show were black, except for the Pewter Smiths, who were evil, of course, because Pewter Smiths are the villains of Family Guy. It's like Mr. Burns is the villain of The Simpsons. Smithers, it's time for my sponge bath. Right away, Mr. Burns. That's Homer Simpson, sir. He's an employer from Sector 7G. Fire. Homer's a good character. I like him. He reminds me a lot of my dad. Sits on the couch all day, drinking a beer, going bald. I'm kidding. Mostly. Now, market structure. Now then, this one is Colorado. Great state. Yes, but you won't have slavery. Should have thought about that before you became an American. Now then, Colorado's looking pretty small. If I gave Texas what they wanted technically, which would be everything from here down to here, all the way to here, then Texas would be the most scary state in the Union, but I'm not going to give them that. Me being from New Mexico, I will not tolerate those dang Texans getting half of the state. Calhoun incident, they decided this might just be the excuse we need as a choice of action. So the Calhoun incident is the incident which led to the first Opium War, which I'd be glad to see today. Let's read about it actually. They also bought Aden between France and Algeria. That's something we'll probably see a lot of in this game. France stealing parts of Algeria. And then so there's the United Kingdom. Capital, no. Here's Belgium. Policies collapsed. That's not really important. The Cologne incident, stealing one. An incident that began with the drunken British sailors murdering a Chinese man has escalated into a larger crisis with the Qing government. The confrontation has resulted in large trade sanctions being applied against British merchants and threats of worse. Threats of worse, like an Opium War. Negotiate an unequal treaty. That's terrible. Now, as you can see here, it seems pretty scary that for the British, since they're fighting a much larger force. But what you need to remember about China is, at this point in the game, China sucks. Like, really sucks. It has no industry and it has no prestige. It only has 9 divisions technically, because the Qing parts of China is only this part right here. The rest are all just puppets. And since they're an uncivilized nation, they don't have guns technically even, so it's gonna be a pretty easy fight for the British. Revolution in Carlos, Spain. Oh, I wish I could say that swear, but that happens quite a lot actually. A revolution has taken place in Carlos, Spain. Carlist rebels have defeated the government's forces and broken the country. The Carlos, Spain is now under the control of the Communion Carlistia. As we take over the government, citizens can expect immediate reforms reflecting our reactionary values, they announced. We are not a rogue state. We only plan to pursue more equal relations with our international partners. Our government official commented, challenged about the new ruling party's intentions to back down on the agreements and assurances issued by the previous administration. That's pretty cool and all. Look at Gibraltar here. Very tiny piece held by the British. Like in real life. No, they're not. Montana, yada. I don't need to read this every time, do I? Do you guys really want me to read it every time something comes state? I will not, because I might end the series if you guys force me to do that. Carlos Spain is pretty cool. I might do one as Spain and then go Carlist and try to retake the lands of the British Empire. Not the British, the Spanish Empire, which would be very fun. Even though these are all civilized nations, and the best I could do is, with them is puppet them. So from here to here to here to here to here, all the way up to Venezuela, and then up through the Americas. Depends on how fast I can get to Mexico would decide whether or not I go after, if I get them before or they give up these states. But it doesn't matter in the end, really, as long as I have it all. Now which country would you guys... Now I usually ask them the question at the end of this video, and I actually have a very interesting question for you guys, and that one is, which country would you like to see me play next in this game? The British? The French? The Prussians? The Austrians? The Russians? The Ottomans? Spain? Or maybe even China if you want. Or maybe I should play as as Imperial Japan and try to form the empire. All those ideas are on board. You can choose one of those. Or if you have a different country in mind, suggest that one in the comments and I'll consider it. And as you can notice here, there's no Australia, so those of you who would want me to play as Australia, I'm sorry I'm not going to be able to. The Netherlands, I might play as them and try and conquer Belgium, but that's probably going to be a lot harder than I'd think. One factory, huh? You're lucky. Okay, maybe not that lucky. You're actually considering scarily normal with the Ottomans here. Wait, do you both have the same score? No, you have less score because of your prestige and one less division, but yeah, you're kind of similar with the Ottomans on factories. If they got rid of that one factory, they would have 100. I find that funny for some reason. Now then, as you'll probably notice, Austria is going to go down a lot. It's going to lose lots of land soon. They're going to lose Milan and, of course, Venice, Lombardy, to those pesky Italians. And then they're going to lose their control over these German states. Then they're going to be forced to turn into Austria-Hungary and not become Germany. It's becoming Germany as Austria is very hard. I've never tried it. I've tried in this mod. I haven't tried it in other mods. It might be easier in a different mod. Like, probably the mod it would be easiest in is the flavor mod. But like I said, I kind of don't like that map. I'll give it a try though one day. Once market structure done researching, I'll end the video here. So that way I don't have to in this episode freaking thumbnail the election. Oh god, this game. I can see why my friends find this game pretty boring and why they hate me now because of it. Makes a lot of sense now, doesn't it? Could be watching The Simpsons right now, but no, I'm playing a game. My YouTube channel because I care about this platform and want to upload fun games to it. What was I thinking? No one likes video games anymore. Oh crap, I was hoping to get... Now the first, like, 1836 to 49 are the least interesting years in here until the Mexican-American War happens, then that's pretty interesting. But after that, everything's kind of boring until the 50s when all the Civil War related stuff will start happening. And I need to pause this before the Ottomans get any smart ideas. Egypt. Ban Embassy. Oh crap, well, I have to wait. That's more worth it. I'm gonna save up to 65. Because I'd rather have, oh crap, I hope they, nothing bad happens in the meantime. I might end up, not liking what this does. Oh, I need to be friendly? Crap, I'll just go friendly then. Everyone else is neutral, but I'm friendly with them. So I'm the only one trying this before the Oriental Crisis, which... it's probably a bad idea for me if they want me to have an alliance with them. That's absolutely terrible, because then I'd probably have to go to war with the Ottomans, which I kind of don't want to do. Scary blob that is the Ottomans is scary for a reason. Ottoman Empire. Yeah. Best I could do is help fight a losing battle. But having Egypt as a puppet, I love Egypt as a puppet. I can turn it into a republic, and then I can they can't take it out of my sphere of influence because it's my puppet. I mean, they could if they really wanted to, but like the AI won't do that. Yeah, I'd love to puppet them, and then puppet like all this stuff going down to Portuguese Africa. Oh, that old Portuguese flag. I like that flag. Flag of Portugal, the monarchy. In the sphere, and it's allied with the British and the Belgians. You disgusting person, you. You make me sick. The cool thing the cool thing I like to think about in this game is the possibility of a united Dutch provinces of the Netherlands and Belgium colonizing, having all this Asian territory over here in the East Indies, then also having the Congo, Belgian Congo together. Foreign smugglers, ooh. You're gonna be in trouble, man. You have 10 years to get rid of that. Playing as these African countries is a bad idea. Except for Egypt, that one's an okay idea. I guess. I would definitely... This is a civilization. Partially westernized nation. I might... Hang on, I don't have the, I can't justify against... Oh man, that's pretty bad. I want to see out of curiosity. Uncivilized nation, justify war. Could I, in theory... No, they're too big. Egypt might be an okay size for independent, but it's not. How about a Japanese state? Still -10, so I can check once it's okay, hang on, I need to do it with the this one. It's not the oh yeah. In my sphere. Those ones are my sphere, so those ones won't work. What about now Spain is westernized, so that one won't work. It's even a great power, so it definitely won't work. All these African states, yes, it's a guarantee. Like I come over here, and I could justify war, establish protectorate, which I would like to do, but like I don't like Yeah, I don't like it. Okay, there's a thing here about republics, I think. Solid jingoism. Established protectorate. Does not have republic. Okay, so if I'm a republic, I probably won't be able to do it properly. That thing is very confusing, isn't it? That's why one reason I don't like using them. Secession sentiments. Ah, this is something I was talking about. Secessionist sentiments. Talk of secession from the Union can be heard on the streets of Charleston. In fact, all over South Carolina there's talk of secession, as fewer and fewer feel that a meaningful compromise protecting the particular institution, i.e. slavery, of the South can be reached in the climate and when Congress moves increasingly towards a position of favoring political reform. Rebel scum. First States of America will gain all of core. All hops in South Carolina will become 20% more in favor of slavery allowed and gain 1 militancy, which is kind of nothing, so that was 2%, I saw that. Now then, see, now the Confederates have a core on South Carolina, which is of course the first state to succeed from the Union because they're suck. And also, as that message says, the reason they succeed is because of slavery. So all those racists and Southerners out there who think the war was about anything other than slavery, shut the frick up. Okay? Don't you take your myths and lies and your hate speech to my video. Go somewhere else with that. Okay? So everyone knows, at least everyone smart knows, that the South succeeded because they did not like how Lincoln felt about slavery and thought he was going to outlaw slavery. Okay, so all you Southerners out there who are part of the rebel alliance known as the Confederates and support the Confederacy and think that the Confederacy was good and just in any ways, none of you are good. You're the worst piece of trash that ever lived on this garbage planet called Earth. And you disgust me. Anyways, let's get back into this. Both of you yesterday. Market structure, Bunny. Oh my God, Bunny. Ugh! Piece of advice for you guys. Whenever something happens, whether it's good or bad, it's always the bunny's fault. Just look at him staring at me in that cage. The prey, not the predator. Yes. Anyways, let's get into this. Market structure is almost done researching. Then this video can end, because I know some people hate me when I play games. April 29th, 1840 is when we should be done here. Oh gosh, I'm feeling a bit sweaty now. The Democratic Party. Movements. Suffrage movement. Universal voting, that's not gonna happen. The Liberals won't be elected for a while. Outlawed. Censored press. Illegal all trade unions are of course allowed. Based on population? No, that's not how the upper house works right now. Universal would I guess I'm not 100% sure. Everyone is allowed to vote, but the rich men's votes are worth more. Okay, so everyone is allowed to vote. No one is allowed to vote. Okay, then I would find it funny if in America we could somehow take away voting. That'd be hilarious. I would love that so much. It'd be hilarious to do. Suffragists wants universal voting where the wealthy people don't matter as much. Good bunny, yeah. Don't you run away from me. I own you, okay? I could kill you and no one would even notice. Except my sister who owns you and would probably kill me if I killed you, so let's call it even then, you bunny. Good bunny. I like you. You're a good bunny. Ah, my first election thing. Now, usually I don't do this stuff because like, it usually doesn't matter in my opinion, because like, you'll always end up only always get the Whig party if it's the Whigs. Like, historically I actually see it works very well in this game. If they want to be in charge, they will be in charge, so the Whigs will be in charge if they were in this time period most of the time, and the Democrats will be in charge when they aren't. So now it's Van Buren versus what's his name? Versus William Henry Harrison. I was dead in 30 days. William Henry Harrison. I'm dead in 30 days. Now then, all those underrated presidents are kind of sad because Hayes is very underrated. I mean, he did many great things. If it wasn't for him, Paraguay wouldn't exist today. Okay, he saved Paraguay from a fate worse than death. Life. And you can never forget what he did for those people. Alto Paraguay. Check out. I don't know all these Paraguayan provinces. Someone can tell me in the comments. Now then, Idaho wants to become a state. Fine, but slaves don't pick potatoes. Don't extend slavery. Ah, revolution. Jacobin rebels have enforced their demands. Okay then, so let's see here. Meetings allowed, free press, open borders, non-socialist trade unions, rated universal voting, gerrymandering. So Mexico has became a democracy again, I believe. Yes, now they're a republic again. Now I don't want to hate them as much, because government flags. Fixing proper government flags, which means all their stuff here resets. Which are like these, I'll show you with America under, this one. These things are the flags. Oh, I can't believe it. Mexico went democratic. I kinda don't want to invade them now. Revolution in Mexico. I'll do that one next. Anything else here? No, those are two. A revolution has taken place in Mexico. Jacobin rebels have defeated the government's forces and broken the country. Mexico is now under the control of the Partido Liberal. As we take over the government, citizens can expect immediate reforms reflecting our liberal values, they announced. Dios mío. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm bad with Mexican accents. We are not a rogue state. We only plan to pursue more equal relations with our international partners. An official commented challenged. Okay, we read that part already. The United Kingdom signed the Treaty of Waitakere. A treaty formalizing the nation of New Zealand was signed, wherein the Maori chiefs recognized the sovereignty of the United Kingdom. Bad idea, guys. You should know that when you accept the British as your sovereign, they will never go away. Now let's just watch New Zealand appear suddenly. Because of that, I think that's how it works. The South Island and the North Island. The Upukuotiaka. I think I did that right. Oh, come on, really? Yeah. Let's see, I need some YouTube to read up that. No. Van Diemen's Land, aka Tasmania. Edine. Butthurst. I know that's not what it's called, that's funny. Newcastle. Sydney, mate. I just got back from Sydney. Port Macquarie. Brisbane. Toowoomba. I like the name. Toowoomba. This is Auckland. British North Island. I wish I could. Our trade must be protected from destructive foreign competition. Protectionism, yes. Oh crap. Please don't be what I think it is. Please don't be what I think it is. Please don't be what I think it is. No, it's just the Rio Grandes. Okay, that's good. I fought for an actual second there. We had a problem on our hands. And that they went back to war with Texas, which I do not like it when they do that. They will do that sometimes, and I get very annoyed. North Dakota, the lesser of the Dakotas, the one without the mountain. And then market structure is almost done, which means the episode's almost over. Now then, Wyoming wants to be a state too. I don't know why these countries want to be states. They assume America's good or something. Don't extend slavery. You don't want it, you don't get it. You're too far north to have slaves. Convince Belgium to expel spies from France. I hope that doesn't happen to me here, which... Okay, with that done, I can end the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, please watch another. And I'll see you the next episode. Blah, blah, blah. Bye-bye.